Editing is defined by the art, technical, and practice of assembling distinct pieces of film into a sequence. A shot is a time period from when a camera starts filming to when it stops. Shots can be put together to make a sense of unity, which is known as graphical relations, or they can be put together to create an idea, which is known as imagery relation. Montage editing falls into the latter category, a style that evolved in the Soviet Union in the 1920s. Originally, montage is a French word for assembling. It relies heavily on editing to create the meaning of a film instead of the script creating the meaning of the film. Soviet montage combines the logical coherence of continuity with the chaos of discontinuity to create a hybrid that works as a coherent visual metaphor. Continuity smooths over the jarring effects of the editing process, establishing a logical coherence between shots. It came into existence in the 1910s and is identified by a linear timeline, invisible editing, and cause and effect guiding action. The tools continuity editing employs include a 180-degree axis of action rule, establishing shots, shot reverse shots, eyeline matching, and matching on action. Continuity editing has become the paradigm for mainstream cinema in the United States, and most modern films rely on continuity editing for their narrative structures. Discontinuity editing uses an arrangement of shots that seem out of place or confusing compared to traditional narratives. It was recognized as an editing technique in the 1960s. The main components include negation of story elements, modernism, revolutionary politics, and dislocation of time and space. The tools used in discontinuity editing include jump cuts, freeze frames, repetition of shots, and non-diegetic inserts. Discontinuity usually only plays a minor role in mainstream cinema, and is seen more widely used in an online environment such as YouTube and Vine. Lev Kushov was a Soviet filmmaker born in 1899 who experimented with the idea that two shots next to one another can invoke a greater response than just one shot. This is known as the Kushov effect. Sergei Eisenstein later went on to popularize the idea in the 1920s, and he created the fully fledged film technique known as Soviet montage cinema. The exact definition of montage cinema is contrasting shots or sequences used to affect emotion or intellectual response. To better understand Soviet montage, think of a puzzle. When in pieces, the separate shots of a film don't form a coherent idea since they can be from separate locations, moments, and points of view. But when you find the right spot for each shot, you create a powerful image. Soviet montage borrows the idea of discontinuity editing when choosing shots for a scene. Shots are selected that don't form a realistic space or emulate realistic time. Often, shots are repeated, or they are filmed in entirely different locations. Continuity comes into play when editing the sequence. Tools such as shot reverse shots, match on actions, and eyelines are used to make an unrealistic space seem realistic, forming an overall idea or theme that's conveyed through the collage of footage. In this way, Soviet montage employs both continuity and discontinuity styles to create a scene that visually should make no sense, but still gives off a concrete idea.
Now, let's take a look at montage in action. Eisenstein used an explosion followed by 3 separate shots of lion statues to make the lion come to life. Fundamentally, we understand a statue can't move, but through the power of montage cinema and 3 different statues in different poses, we are given the illusion that the lion springs to life, giving us the metaphor that the explosion was so large it woke the statues from their eternal slumber.